welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to the 16th episode of the Saucy Sibz podcast. Clap, 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 clap.
I'm Francesca.
I'm Nicodemus, and we are the Saucy Sibz. You guys, we have some good news.
Exciting news.
So I just love data, and I'm really into seeing things like that, like numbers. Give me some numbers. Anyway,
Nick checks our podcast data or analytics every day and gives me text updates.
Oh yeah. Screenshots, text updates. But we recently just went global. Our podcasts have now been listened to on every single continent.
Except Antarctica, before anyone asks.
But it's also not even
it doesn't count. It's not even on the analytics.
It's not even a continent. And
I think that's debatable.
It is debatable. And that's the thing. It's
okay.
What a continent. There's no actual definition of a continent. It's kind of like an ever-changing thing, and different groups of people look at those differently.
Honestly, what's going on in Antarctica?
It's the biggest conspiracy
in the world. You guys, I could put up. So I have watched some shit about Antarctica on YouTube.
You know you're not allowed to go there. And
that's what I'm saying. You just can't go.
You take your little cruise from the south of Chile and you go around some icebergs and call that Antarctica. Take a seat.
Yeah, no, they won't let you there.
They won't let you go.
I personally believe in hollow earth theory.
Oh my God.
No, it's a thing. It's very interesting.
It is.
Some people believe, I don't know if I believe this, but it's pretty compelling after you're 45 minutes deep in a YouTube hole. Yeah. That it gets warmer as you get closer to the poles and that you can go inside the earth. Yeah. There's people living there, shit's going on.
You know, I find it really crazy that if you actually Google Antarctica, most, especially on YouTube and stuff, most of those results are going to have something to do about mystery or conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Maybe the search engines just really know what I like to listen to, but I don't know. It's pretty real.
I can tell you the YouTube video that you need to watch on Hollow Earth. It's called Inner Earth Civilizations Exist, and I can prove it.
Can you prove it? Actually, I watched this one.
That's the name of the video.
I know. Oh, well, we're starting this one off.
Yeah.
Wham!
Hi, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful night.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for tuning in. And I can't believe someone allowed us to be listened to on every continent.
I know. That really deeply made me happy.
No, I just hope we're entertaining. And we talk about this. People are so what's your podcast about? And we're it's just us shooting the shit.
It's me and my sister, and we're usually drinking something. But today we're being sober. What are we drinking?
We are drinking the guayaki, those yerba mates.
Y'all.
Which I'm obsessed with. I think they really just hit because I got to go to work at 7 p.m. and I couldn't secure myself any Adderall.
Uh-oh.
Because when you have to stay up till 6 a.m, what am I supposed to do?
You need caffeine. I mean, caffeine is a very important compound for the human experience.
I think so. Uh-huh. We were in Aspen one time, and I'm not sure if I said this, but we went to Spring Cafe every single day, and I wasn't going to drink caffeine. And I was like, you know what? I'm giving up caffeine. I said it to the cashier, and this fit. He's in Aspen, obviously, just this man who looked like he was the CEO of something. And he was just why would you give up caffeine? He's like, do you want, he started spouting off studies for me about how healthy it is for you. And I was like, well, shit, give me a large cold brew. I was like, I'm in. If this man that looks like that, at 57 and is hotter than any dude my age, I'm like, you know what? Just, I'm never trying to get off the caffeine again.
A lot of people try to, I feel back in the day, in the 80s, they tried to come out and say that it was bad for you. But so they've been doing a lot of research because, this is a chemical that most of the world starts our day with, right?
Yeah.
That is clearly doing something. And actually, the more studies that come out on it, they're oh, there's so many health benefits to this shit. And especially with tea and coffee, when it's organic and stuff like that, shit is good for you.
When it's organic. Awake. If you're drinking pesticide laden coffee, you're going to feel like shit.
I gave up caffeine for about a month in 2018 when I was living with Max White. And so here's the thing. People say that when you get off caffeine, you start to wake up with more of a natural energy, so you aren't reliant on that caffeine.
Totally.
Right?
I agree with that.
And that's true. But then you have fresh receptors to the caffeine. So the moment you take your first sip of caffeine, you fall in love all over again.
No, you're like, wait a second. They're like, have you guys heard of caffeine?
Yeah, I know.
Like, this shit's nuts.
It's brewed in a pot, and it's so good. But shit, this has been a week.
Yeah, you guys, like, the podcast may or may not come out this week.
We're not sure. Like,
it's been Nick's birthday week.
Birthday mayhem.
He has been the birthday bitch.
Oh yeah, I have. I started off birthday week by meeting Lance Armstrong.
Oh yeah.
No, like the actual athlete, not the people kept on being like the guy on the moon. I'm like, fuck.
I cannot believe you told me that some girl said that.
Yeah, well, she is 21, but I feel like Lance Armstrong is one of the most famous men in the world, and has been for a long time. You know, the yellow Livestrong bracelets, like. But anyway, he came into the restaurant and he's friends with the mayor, and so she was serving him, and she was like, she had no idea who he was, and I didn't recognize him right off the bat, but I was like, because he really does just look like a dad, but
I love that.
He does, but he really does have a recognizable face after a while. But anyway, so I had to be like, yo, Emma, that's Lance Armstrong, and she's like, who?
And she was serving him the whole time, right?
Because I guess the other servers didn't tell her because they didn't want her to be nervous.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, oh, that's Lance Armstrong, and she literally had no idea who he was, and then she was like, not the guy on the moon, and I guess a lot of people think that though. Neil Armstrong is dead, by the way, and yeah, so but then the mayor actually told Lance that she thought that. And so as he's paying out with her, Lance just goes, oh, so you thought I was the man on the moon? And she just kind of giggled and walked away.
I would have died.
I know. He has to get that all the time, though. I mean, people are dumb.
Yeah. Well, can we say what our friend said last week?
What?
Okay. Nick had a friend who we met in Denver come up.
Oh, geez.
In town.
Oh, geez.
And he goes, yeah, like, so what bars are we going to go to tonight? He goes, I've heard, like, from my friends that a really cool one in town is called Après.
Après.
I was like, Opress? Après? And I was like, okay, so I was like, I'm sorry, like, I know every single bar in this town.
Right, exactly.
There's not one called Après. And he was like, yeah, like Apres. And I was like,
oh, no.
Oh. So I go, oh my God. Après? And he goes, huh? And I was thinking, so a lot of people actually don't, because it's French, it ends in an S, après, like après ski, it means after in French, for anyone who doesn't know. But I think a lot of people haven't like seen it written out.
Yeah.
So then as soon as you say après
ski,
they're like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to explain it just because I've now realized, because this happened a few times, that like not everyone like lives in ski culture. So Nick, can you break down what après ski is?
Okay. It is the time after skiing, which usually means having a drink at the base of the mountain or going to happy hour. It's essentially happy hour after skiing.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's it. It's just a fun kind of bougie French term on the mountain.
But it's like you've just got done, you're outside, everybody's bundled up, and usually like in some places like ski towns there's like DJs and there's stuff set up, or like even Keystone has like it's a little resort, so it's like everybody's outside around fire pits and they've got a beer in their hand, and it's après ski. And
like especially if you're on vacation, everyone wants to have a drink and after you got off the mountain, and it just pairs so well. It's like a better form of happy hour almost.
It truly is. And then some people, like, they'll go on vacation with their friends who ski, and they'll be like, yeah, I don't ski, I just après.
Yeah, I've definitely done that too. Like,
and because you just like, everybody meets there. I don't know why it's just so much better. I think it's because everyone at the exact same time comes to the bar. So it's like a busy Friday night or Saturday night, but like during the midday, and it's just, everybody's just happy. And I mean, especially living in a tourist town, like that's kind of why it's dangerous for us. Cause like everybody else that's here besides, you know, the 35 or what, there's like 4,700 people.
In Breck, I think it's like 55.
Really?
Summit County altogether, I think, is only like 9,000 people.
Which is split between like a few towns.
Yeah.
So like full-time people. We have millions of tourists. So like the vibe in our town is always like kind of buzzing because everyone's on vacation and happy and having fun.
Excited, yeah. And I forget that too. You know, like I was serving a guy the other day, and he was just asking me about like just things to do, and I was like, oh, well, you could do this, and then you know maybe you can go on a hike here, go see the troll, and blah blah blah. And he's just like, man. I go, what? He's like, I love it here. It's so cool. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
Really, I had someone ask me the other day. They go, wow, do you just like wake up every day and you're like, I get to live here? And you know, I go, actually, yes. I literally look outside and see a mountain and I'm like, that's just a mountain.
Giant ass
and like
spiky thing.
Our friends all live within 3 minutes of each other, really. Like you can go see your friend within a few minutes. Stop by. It's a very different way of living. And then Tuesday afternoon in a regular town, if you're drinking a beer, you're an alcoholic. But here, that would be not even an afterthought if you get a beer.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, for breakfast.
A lot of people drink for breakfast here. Which, you know, they're on vacation. They're about to hit the mountain. Whatever.
Because another thing is
I'm about to go to work.
Yeah. It's also completely acceptable to drink the whole time you're skiing.
Yeah.
Like little shooters. Like if you were doing any other, like, I feel like outdoor activity and you just like had a jacket full of shooters, it would be frowned upon.
Yeah.
But ski culture is so linked with.
It's pretty boozy.
It is.
I know. What is that meme where it's like,
It says rich people will look you dead in the eye and ask you something completely insane like, do you ski?
Oh my God. I think that's so funny, but it's kind of out of touch. I mean, there's a lot of very normal people that ski. I'm not saying most poor people are going skiing or like have enough money. A lot of people don't vacation, you know, and a lot of times skiing is a vacation. And it's an expensive vacation at that.
Yeah,
you're not going to Florida to the beach, you know?
No,
which is
I
free.
think growing up when like we didn't have a lot of money, all we could afford was to pack up the minivan and drive to Florida.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Yeah. Like it took, I feel like that was like mom and dad's like goal was when they were like to be able to afford to take their children skiing was like kind of a big thing to them.
But I feel like people in Colorado, there's a lot of like...
Yeah, if you grew up like around a mountain, then like the mountain, like ski trips are very accessible because you just can drive up and drive home.
But if you're from the Midwest, then like, maybe you're not going on a lot of ski trips.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's a complete...
But I just
it's an annoying meme to even bring up. But
I
mean, I guess like it's kind of true. We haven't even really been skiing this year.
No, I've gone like 5 times. I mean, I'm just busy. I'm doing things.
No,
I'm meeting Lance Armstrong.
So what else happened on your birthday, Nick? Well, we started birthday week on Thursday in Denver.
Yeah. So we went and saw our friend in Denver, Morrow, who we're going to have on the podcast. And she was DJing. And
she literally decided to start DJing like last year. And now she's booking the Black Box in Denver, the House of Yes in New York City. Like she just said, like, I want to do this, skip the steps, and just did it.
She's really doing it. And then we saw her, and like, holy shit, she was awesome. And we were having so much fun. And of course, you know, me and Frank know the DJ. Hey.
Why is it so cool?
Francesca, but you really do take initiative. Like, not only is it cool to be in the DJ booth, but like, you went and got her a skinny margarita.
Well, so I do this. Do not ever ask to go into a DJ booth without first asking the DJ. First of all, you have to ask full on permission. But before you even ask, you say, hey, would you like a water? Or what can I get you to drink?
Right.
Or do you want a shot?
That's great advice.
It's 100%. Like that's literally don't even try to step foot back there because you know what? Almost every DJ, it's like they're up there. No one's really thinking of them. Yeah, they get free drinks, but they have to like go down and get it themselves. So you don't say you're even getting it for the DJ. You pay for that drink.
Right.
And she was like, oh my fucking, she's like, I would love a water and a skinny margarita. She goes, and I went down and I was like, amazing. So I didn't ask to get up there. I just was kind of like, hey. And it, you know, when she goes to say hi to me, I asked, went down, got her a skinny marg, a water. And then I went back up there and she was just like, so then it's like, you're in. Cause it's like, you gave her a drink and she's like, yeah, hang out. And then, she was like, you are literally bringing me back to life and saving me right now.
Oof.
And I've only ever had like that response from like DJs, but literally like Saucy Sibz tip number 72. Never step into a DJ booth without asking what they want to drink.
That is a great tip. Yeah, I feel like it's also overlooked. Like most people would just never think to do that. You
I'm
know.
doing that since college because
shit.
I really love to be behind a DJ booth.
I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
No, what is it, you guys? Like, I don't think I'll ever be too cool. And like, I understand it's like, oh, wow, you're behind. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a feeling. I love it. I feel cool. I feel fun. I love watching the crowd. I love watching them touch all their little buttons.
Oh, yeah.
I, to be honest, love being the center of attention. So I'm like, everybody look at me. I'm just like up here cute and dancing.
Woo,
Like,
woo.
we're such woo girls.
Oh, my God. I love that term woo girl. People will be like, I'm just not like a woo girl. I'm like, yo, I am the woo girl of woo girls.
Yeah.
I truly, and I am self-proclaimed. The day I stop wooing, ask me if I'm okay. Okay.
No, mom always gets mad at me because she watches my stories and she's like, oh, Francesca, I always have to like turn down the volume because like the background of your stories is always like, woo,
Woo! Oh my God! Woo!
and I'm like, mom, like, I'm sorry that like
I'm sorry, I'm having fun.
I'm sorry I'm having so much fun. I went through so much depression in my life that it's like now I'm just woo-hooing all the time.
Yeah.
Like, good for me.
Why not? I think it can be annoying, especially like when you see a hen party, just like walk in and everyone.
A hen party? You've been hanging out with too many Australians.
I know, a hen party, like
It's like a bachelorette party.
bachelorette party. I love it. I just think it makes more. I love the image of hen party versus bachelorette. You know?
I mean, I think bachelorette sounds awful.
Awful. It literally reminds
But like
me of
also
pantyhose.
hens makes me
I don't
think of
know.
like a bunch of hens over there like cackling.
Yeah. That's literally what it is. But I don't know. I don't know if this is like a good thing or bad thing, but I've noticed I chase my shots with a woo.
Oh, you actually said that the other day. Someone goes, "Hey Nick, do you want like a chaser?" And you go, "No, I just chase with a woo."
Woo! You know, it's just
I
like,
was like, that's a Nick Piazza original.
right there it is. I think it's something about the breath. Just kind of makes you feel like it's enough. All you need is a woo.
Actually, can we talk about bachelorette parties real quick? So
Yes.
I have like one of my best friend's bachelorette parties coming up in Tulum because apparently I am made of money. And we're getting a chef. We're going to all the nicest restaurants. My best friends they do very well. And they also date men who do very, very well. So they're like, oh, we have this, that. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm going to like, and I think that happens with a lot of girls. Like you have to like kind of cough up all this money and like, you don't really have a choice. Now, I'm not someone who has a ton of friends. So like for me, these are my best friends. This is a once in a lifetime. Like I only have like a couple best friends. So I'll spend the money. Girls who have like a lot of friends, I mean, it's what all their money goes to. And my friend Alice, she wanted me to go to France that weekend or that week. And she was like, Francesca, skip it. Bachelorette parties aren't fun. She's like, I'll be the first to tell you. She goes, I have too many friends. She was a sorority girl.
Oh, man.
And she was like, she goes, honestly, like someone's always complaining. Someone's always hungover. If the bride doesn't feel good, like forget about it. She's like, it's literally where all of my money goes. And she goes, it's not a good vibe because they're not all your best friends.
Right.
She like opened my eyes to this. She almost convinced me to skip it.
Oh my God. No way.
I know I couldn't, but she was just like, honestly, like unpopular opinion, they're an awful fucking time.
Damn.
I know, right?
I've been on a few bachelorette parties. I've been on a lot of bachelor parties, and I gotta say, bachelor parties are just way more fun.
I mean, duh.
They're just more fun.
That's terrible. That seems like feminist, but
I just feel like girls have a lot of expectations, which I like. I like the planning. I like the intentionality behind things. I like a theme, but
that is
at the
true.
same
We're better
time,
at all those things.
way better. And I think that could be really good. But there's a lot more to go wrong with that. And so where men, honestly, it's just getting rowdy.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of men bachelor parties can be kind of gross. They're just looking for chicks, and
that is gross.
That can be bad.
You know what freaks me out, because we live in a town where all the bachelorette and bachelor parties come, is how many men are like out trying to get laid at their bachelor party.
Oh, like before they're married,
even the groom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just I'm like, wow, what?
Yeah, that is a
What?
thing. It's not all men, clearly.
No, of course not.
Absolutely not. But
it has like really taken me aback that
Yeah.
like some of the amount of them that have like hit on me.
well, you know, the phrase is your last night as a single man.
Yeah.
But you're not single. You're fucking engaged.
Yeah.
After hopefully it was a committed relationship. So I don't really get that, but I just think a lot of people cheat on each other, and that's kind of something
That's another thing.
people just cheat on people.
I've just learned as I've grown up, and my friends are like, Francesca, you're living in a fantasy world, that like a lot of couples cheat on each other.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying open relationships. That we have some friends and some cousins who like have open relationships. Awesome, cool. Like, that's their thing, not my thing, but cool. But it's when like it's like you kind of know that like he cheats all the time, or that they both do, but it's like an or I don't.
It's not really an elephant room. It's like a pony in the room.
Yeah.
Who's this girl?
Or like some of my friends have been like, well, Francesca, I'm just like assuming my husband's gonna like cheat on me when he's older, so I just like, you know, am cool with that. And I'm like, what? In what universe? I am not one of those people, and I would not. It's like my biggest fear.
Right. Ew. Yeah, I feel like a lot of women fall to that, like, you know, not, I don't want to say desperation, but like, you know, you gotta like, can't just be too nagging with the man, but fuck that. I don't know.
I agree. Or, I mean, I have a decent amount of friends married to like professional athletes. And I think sometimes it's like an undertone that they just know that their husband cheats on them when they're away.
I also feel like this is just in my mind. I have no basis for this, but I just feel like there's no such thing as a monogamous celebrity. Like, and I know there is, right? Because celebrities are people, but I think, but like, you know what I mean? Like Jerry Seinfeld, really, you know,
he seems like a pretty good dude. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know. It's just in my mind, they're just all having sex with each other.
Is. Like when I've been out and around that and just seeing the amount of like gorgeous girls like throw themselves at certain people. I mean, they make it so easy.
Yeah.
So it would be really hard.
Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, we went to the DJ.
Booth.
Nick and I had too much fun, you guys.
We really did.
And then we went to another club. Another club. No sleep. Another club.
And that was also a lot of fun too.
How did we get to that club? Did we Uber?
Francesca, I cannot tell you. But I'm sure we Ubered. We wouldn't have driven.
Well, 100%.
We didn't even have a car. So
no, I know we didn't drive.
So I don't know. But that was fun. And I felt like a lot of good people met up at that club. Like late night, but it wasn't too crowded. It was like a lot of good people.
I met up with a man.
Uh-oh.
Guy that I've been talking to. You guys, I just didn't sleep for 3 days this weekend. I think I just recovered and now the weekend's starting again. But
can I say though that this man shows up and I was immediately perturbed because he's in a Trump hat. Now listen. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
which
I'm not hating.
I lean conservative.
I
we
don't.
know that. Nick does not.
Except,
I don't know. I think there's like a lot of nuances, but like to just be showing up in Trump hats is
in 2022. It's just a little
interesting.
I find it, yeah. But anyway, he ended up being like a really fun guy, and I don't think. Yeah, I guess I can just make a pass for the hat, but
No, I was surprised. I said that when he went to the bathroom because we went to breakfast in the morning, or we went to Thai food. I guess
went to
lunch
Thai food,
before I, had to drive to go work at the nightclub back to Breck. But he went to the bathroom, and I was like, honestly, Nick like likes you, which is surprising and boggling.
I was not nice to him when he first showed up.
No,
I was not. I was like, Francesca, please leave him outside.
I know.
What is that Kanye West lyric where he's like, can you get my friend in the car? And he's like, oh no, but can you get my Benz in the car? If not, leave your friend like my Benz out back or something like that. Oh God, I love it. I just butchered that so hard, but
yeah, Nick was like, we're leaving him.
Like, yeah, leave him like tied to a light pole, He'll be there waiting, I promise. Oh boy. Boys. For my birthday.
Yeah, Nick and I have had a boys-filled weekend.
Yeah, it was my birthday, whatever. I hung out and had a little bit of a fling with a cowboy, like a full-on cowboy.
Okay, like what made him a cowboy, Nick?
The boots, the hat, the... Okay, Francesca, how about his the Constitution and Bill of Rights mounted on his wall?
I know, Nick goes, the framed Constitution was a little much for me.
That's what I was like, all right. And then, okay, and then if that wasn't enough, he had 1776 tattooed across his chest. And at that point, I said, Nick, you've really put yourself in a pickle, haven't you? Like, we're here, and we're in this together.
And he was straight.
Yeah. That's my favorite part. Well, yeah.
You know. As straight as men who hook up with men are.
I think you can be, straight and hook up with men, but that's just my opinion.
God, we could do a whole episode on that.
I know. People always say like, no, you can't. And I'm like, well, come hang out with me. I'm just kidding. I'm really not. That's like mad, gross.
That's
James
not
Charles
what
vibes.
you
I'm
go
really
after,
I'm really not.
But
like
I
that.
feel like straight men who are curious go after you.
Yeah, and
you're like an entry gay.
I'm a gateway.
Yeah,
I'm a gateway for a lot of things, I think. But yeah, and a part of me was kind of like the first love of my life was he was Russian, right? And that had to be secret, the whole thing. And it was actually completely traumatic because it's not that I felt like a dirty secret. It's just like, I don't want to set myself up to be in that situation. And so for a long time, I like really had a rule, like, no, like I like men who are into men and okay with liking men. But recently I've kind of discovered that, a lot of men feel comfortable with me to kind of be that gateway, and I think that's something that if we have a connection, then why not?
But also, it's almost. Sometimes I think it's because you're so masculine.
I feel like I'm just as masculine as I am feminine. It's like this good mix between the two.
But you look,
yeah,
like a dude.
Yeah, like
no one's mistaking. They're like, that's. I mean, you have a beard.
Right. It's the beard. No, but yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of been like a weird thing recently with me hanging out in Colorado and with all these like mountain bros, which, I don't know, but I feel like that's very common around the world.
It was so different when we were in LA. Like that, it was so refreshing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm around all the gays again.
Yeah, right.
These are my favorite people. And now here, it's just more, yeah.
No.
There's just not a lot out here.
No, there isn't.
So what else did you do? We came back. I worked.
Well, and then
I hung out with him. What?
No, I was just saying birthday mayhem.
Yeah. Well,
I snowboarding.
Yeah.
And drinking.
Nick and I got in a fight on his birthday.
Oh, we got in a big fight. Whatever. Actually, in astrology, they say that when a Sagittarius Aquarius gets into a fight, it's rare, but it's World War III. And I think it was World War III for like a hot 12 hours.
Yeah, you guys, I like spent the day crying. We yelled at each other. I like sped off in my car.
She left me on the mountain.
I did.
And
I took your shoes.
I literally spent my birthday like night out in snowboard boots and the next morning too.
Because he wasn't going to text me to ask. Actually, I was trying to go meet up with him after I cooled off a little bit. And he was ignoring me. And then I was then I was rage texting him. And then all he responded was like, you have ruined my birthday.
Well, I felt that at the time. And then I almost wore the Cowboys boots.
I kind of wish you would have.
In the next morning, but
we're siblings.
And we got over it.
Actually, Alistair said something funny. He was like, like someone was like, hey, like, are you and Nick cool now? And he was like, well, it doesn't really matter because they're siblings, so they're gonna be fine.
Gonna be cool.
Like this is not like some huge thing. Like even though it was at the moment. It's just an
intense energy gateway of the 2222.
And can we talk about the stress of our house?
Oh, how did we forget to talk about that?
I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna like document this whole thing. Our house flooded. Our brand new gorgeous apartment.
The one that we keep talking about. That's
Yeah.
so gorgeous.
I started crying to Nick. I was like, did I like bring this upon myself because I've been like too happy, or like I feel like I don't deserve good things? So this wonderful apartment, like, yeah,
The neighbor's water heater
upstairs condo
leaked onto our furnace.
But it was like pouring. It had been leaking for days. Like,
yeah, but we didn't realize it.
It just smelled weird.
We kept on being like, does it smell weird in here? And at first I'm like, I always kind of deny like a weird smell. I'm like, no,
Why?
I don't know. Because I'm just like, whatever.
It's a weird trait to just say that you do.
It'll just like go away, you know? And then the next day I was kind of like, no, I think she's right. I think it does smell a little bit. And then by the third day I was like, something's up.
Something was up. And it was like this like weird, not straight mildew, not straight cat urine. It was
something. It was
odd.
almost like kind of
wet
cardboard.
Yeah.
And so I sleep in a 0-degree sleeping bag like a dead person every night just because it's like warm and cozy.
And we don't have blankets because we don't really have things yet.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of things. But I love sleeping in a 0-degree. But anyway, so I'm all like tucked up in it because it was pretty cold. Now I thought it was just cold. But by the time I woke up at like 7 in the morning and my nose is like an icicle. And I'm like, what is going on? This is not normal. And so I like reached my little paws out of the sleeping bag and my little fingers were cold. And I'm like, that is crazy. It was 47 degrees in our house. Our dish
I
soap
got
froze.
home at 6 o'clock in the morning and I was like, why is my apartment an ice cube? Like an ice box. Because you guys, it has been negative 25 up here in the mountains. It is unprecedented.
Right.
I forgot that when you live legitimately on top of a mountain, like it's super cold.
It's real cold up here.
And so I walk in and I'm like, and I open like the furnace room and it's just raining
Yep.
from the ceiling. And I'm like, huh. And so I guess it flooded onto our furnace. And you guys, the whole mold, mildew smell, like the reason I'm back up in the mountains is because of mold illness from a water damaged house. So my biggest fear is that I'm going to get like sick again and this is going to affect me.
Right.
So I kind of lose it.
And I think that could have added to
Yeah.
the birthday troubles.
I also got glutened.
Also
which
a factor.
I use as a verb, means that I ate gluten. And when I eat gluten as a celiac, it like really affects my mood. So it's like I'll just like cry for a couple days.
But you know who we called? Armando.
Yeah, if you remember Armando, our maintenance man.
From the couch story. Armando saved the day once and he saved it again.
Yeah, no, Armando is it's pretty much our savior. And I was so concerned about like mold and the damage. So he like ripped out all the he took down a whole wall for us and for my psychosis.
Right. And he did a thorough job. Of course he did, obviously. It's Armando. So
honestly, he's just great.
But we have heat again.
Mm-hmm.
We're in no fights. I survived birthday weekend. Lance Armstrong is on speed dial. Just kidding. The cowboy is, but I don't know. I'm joking.
All right. I have to go curl my hair for the nightclub. I got to get pretty. Got to get the tits out for the boys.
Tits out for the boys. Make that cash.
Seriously, someone's got to furnish this apartment.
I know.
I told Nick we're picking up some 7-foot Longhorns
Which
next
I'm excited
Thursday
about.
from my personal antiquing lady.
I actually took a week off for my birthday of work.
Yeah,
so
Nick's just like not working.
not this week.
But that's okay because there was like a period of time where I was mentally disabled and you were supporting us.
But
Because we take turns.
yeah,
supporting.
We're not working right now. Birthday mayhem. We still got one more day of it. So
wish us luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to come back with some funny stories. You guys, here's my biggest dilemma with this podcast. We have the funniest stories, but like we cannot tell them.
We keep forgetting a lot of them too.
We got to write stuff down. Not forgetting. It's more that like they're just too risky for some other people's lives.
I know. Like I'm kind of even like, do people know this man with the 1776 tattoo?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
See?
Perhaps.
Uh-oh.
But whatever, we have a podcast.
And I don't want it to be, yeah. And I also like, we're trying to keep it like PG-13 over here, I would say. Nick with his like black nails. Well, I'm going to go chug this guayaki and curl my hair and get pretty.
All right. I am going to go get ready for happy hour.
All right. Cheers. Chef's kiss.
Bye.
Mwah.